I participated in a $30,000 Royal Masters tournament, and I battled out against the best players in the entire world and facing also 2 Clash Royale League World finalists, and this video is about showing you the games and seeing if I made it to the next stage. So guys, the format is actually interesting. It's not in-game duels, it's normal duels, but also if you're losing, you can still repeat this card, which is interesting. It's still best of 3, right? And I need to win the last 2 games to make it. And we're facing Pekka, who's considered to be, for a lot of pro players, to be one of the top 3 players right now on the planet. He's so good, and especially with minor control deck. So in this type of game, we like used Mega Knight there, like me and Jules was helping me, because we thought he's using a ton of them, or like he started, I think, like out of like 6 best of 3s, he started like 5 times with this minor wall breaker magic archer deck. One of the most consistent decks right now in the entire game. And Mega Knight does so well against it. And it's like one of the biggest counters. And just like Mega Knight also deck which you don't really see a lot of competitive, but it's just so good. So we're going for the Prince here. And look at this, guys. This 1 HP dead. Or not dash, charge is one of the most satisfying things. We can also go now for the Mega in the back, since we got the damage lead. If you get this damage lead in this type of matchup, you can always just go for Mega in the back, or not just damage lead, and also of course the most important thing, elixir lead. This is kind of what I meant, right? So if when you have the elixir lead, you can just go for MK in the back as long as the opponent doesn't have Evo Knight, because if he has Evo Knight, he might just be aggressive opposite lane. So really good Firecracker placement. They're also going to go for the Ghost there at the bridge, because his Knight is outside, his Mine is outside, so he can't block his Magic Archer. Ghost will finish it off, and so far we're doing so good. So I'm also going to go now, I think, for the Miner there. Just making sure to play it also out of Bomb Tower Rage, and just making sure, okay, we're doing a great job here. Also, once again, this time going in for another, just gonna go for another Prince here. He goes in for the Log and also an Evo Knight, which of course does pretty well here, the Evo Knight, but he's still forced to go Magic Archer since the minions are like kind of there, which is really great, because this kind of means right now his Evo Knight just doesn't get any counter push value. And normally I would say it's like really annoying to deal with it in some decent amount of situations when he's like up on elixir, so it's always great to kind of bait out this card. So he's just gonna let the Ghost go, and I think we're just gonna support this Firecracker there with a Miner, and also making sure, okay, hopefully getting back to Evo Knight really soon. So really bad Log, I think, because like the Firecracker still gets some chip, really good arrows timing, making sure we're hitting a Miner and finishing off the Wall Breaker. So I think about just going for another Mega in the back, because I can. He goes in aggressive. I'm just gonna go for the minions here. So far so good, doing a great job. Of course, he's just going to go for Magic Archer now and tries maybe to punish me. So we're just going to go for the Prince opposite lane, because I just want to make sure we're defending both lanes. We're just going to finish it off with the Zap, and I think now we're just going to make sure to kill that stuff. And now I'm just going to go for my Evo Cracker here, getting 1 shot on the tower, which is really like a ton of chip damage. And now just making sure we're defending this there. Or like he's defending that there with a Log and Tornado, which is really expensive. And it seems like we're just doing the same over and over again, right? We're always pressuring him with Mega Knight in the back and just like building up pushes. And every time we're doing that, we're gaining a positive elixir trade and doing the same thing over again. If it works, just repeat and just do the same thing again and again and again. So I'm just going to go for my Miner there, just trying to get some active chip. An example, or like especially when the opponent doesn't have Knight in sight, we would always want to just go Miner there. So he's going to go for a really smart Tornado. We need to Zap there, but it's still okay, because now we can go minions behind the Mega Knight. And also kind of waiting for his Knight, which kind of means, okay, we're just going to go on. I think I went Miner at the same time. He played this Magic Archer. Otherwise, I would have just Minered the Magic Archer. It would have been so good, because now we're exactly spitting our damage. Look at this. Like, how rare is that? Both towers have the same HP.
She barely had time to grab her babies. Twin girls.
This is crazy. So, going for my Prince in the bag. Now I'm just going to go MK here just to make sure he doesn't get any NATO value. And I think now I'm also going to go in there to... I think I'm just gonna go. Do I go Ghost? And I'm just gonna go minions in the back. Okay, now I'm just gonna go Miner there on the safe spot, and I think I'm also gonna go arrows. I could also go Zap potentially if I want to. I think I'm just gonna go Zap now, like kind of delayed, but it's fine. Also getting once again the chip damage, and it seems like he can't do anything. This matchup is just so good for me. Yeah, nothing you can really do. I also think we played it pretty decently, to be fair. But yeah, if I played well enough, there should be no way for him to win this. So we're just gonna go now for our minions here. Still having this double lane pressure push, right? He's always like forced to play so much. I'm just gonna go once again for miner there. He's just gonna go in for this. We can just go zap here. And look at the miner just chipping away. He knows it's over. GG's well played. We can just go now for arrows and finish him off 1-0. And as it's the best of 3, we got now the match point. So guys, here we go in game number 2. And of course, it's our match point. But we still need to play well because we know Petro is really good and he has everything in hand. He can still use every single card since he lost the first run. And I think I'm just gonna go for my Barbarian Ball here. And this is a matchup where I feel like he can't really defend too much of my pushes, but I'm also like, it's really hard for me to stop his type of push, especially because he has a Fireball, you got a Snowball to push back troops, and I don't really have like anything reliable against Lava Loon. I don't have any building, but to be fair, he also doesn't have too much. The minions, they're gonna be a key card, as long as he's like doing a great job of blocking my Skeleton Dragons. So he's just gonna go for minions in the back. And these minions, they were pretty bad, because now I get just like 3 Skellies and he doesn't have his Fireball in hand. So taking damage from the Bomber to gain a positive league straight was the key decision there. So I'm just gonna go there for my Lumberjack, because I knew his Knight was out of cycle, and we're dealing so much chip damage also, which is even more important at the same time, is we're getting a really good elixir trade, right? So we're kind of even at this point, and like, he can't really do anything, right? Like, we can just go Heat Spirit there, block this almost. I think I'm also gonna go for Bane Bro here, just because I want to get back to Ricuse, but maybe it wasn't the smartest play. Maybe I just should have Magic Archer instead of like Barbarian Bro on the right side, because now I'm like kind of missing 2 elixir. This might, maybe there was a bad play like afterwards, and this kind of I'm also like watching my gameplay, because maybe I shouldn't have committed, just go Magic Archer. Now I would have had like 2 more elixir, and it would have been fine, because he would have gone like lava opposite lane anyway. Because now I'm just gonna go in for my evil recruits here at the bridge, because I thought, okay, my only real chance right now is just like tower trading, or like just damage trading also. But the thing is like, okay, just like his minions are shredding everything, he got the Evil Knight back in cycle. And like, I can't defend this push anyway. So if I would have gone like for not the Barbarian, but I would have had like 2 elixir more, I think there would have been a way better choice. I'm still taking his tower, but I know the 1-1 position, the matchup is way worse, because it's harder for me to push with recruits, and also Lava Loon gets stronger. Especially since I don't have anything to distract the Lava Loon. So I know I need to pressure as much as I can, because I can't defend a Lava Loon with my deck. So I'm using my Barbarian Barrel here offensive, trying to just get some extra pressure, and now just going for Magic Archer. Also, I know that his Evo Knight is now in cycle, which of course makes it even harder, because Evo Knight just so broken. Look at this, I don't have anything against Inferno Ring, right? I'm just gonna go for like something like Scale Rings, I'm just gonna Fireball and so on. So yeah, I'm going in here for my stuff. So he goes in for his Fireball, really good Fireball, and I think now he's just gonna go Evo Knight in the pocket, and the Evo Knight in the pocket is just such a great play in this type of situation. Still need to go for Barbarian Barrel here. I think I'm also gonna go, yeah, I need to go Fireball, because otherwise Inferno is just gonna freak on me, and yeah, nothing I can really do there from this point. I think like the Barbarian Barrel kind of cost me the mistake. I don't know if I would have been able to defend, I don't know if I would have won this game, but the Barbarian Barrel early on was of course a mistake. A small overcommitment was just like 2 elixir, and I would have loved to kind of see an option in the game to see kind of how it would have worked out with like 2 elixir in one hand. But it's okay, he played really well, and now it's do or die. If I lose this game, I'm out of the competition, and I'm not in the top 16 round to play for this $30,000 prize pool. This game, what you're gonna see now is absolutely incredible. Seeing Petro using a minor control deck, most likely one of his favorite decks. Like, he's so good with minor control. If you guys don't know, he's like, he finished #1 in the world with Mortar, and he's just so good with this type of decks. And he has like 3 max accounts. He's just grinding so much, and yeah, he's using minor control here, and I'm using a drill control deck, kind of like the Magic Archer deck with like the Remy Ellie deck, but I got a drill instead because I don't have mine available anymore. So this game is just so interesting. So he just goes in for the log. I think I'm just gonna go Magic Archer early. It was a bit too over aggressive because he just goes in for his recruits. I didn't think he would have had recruits in his type of deck. We're still getting some trip damage, of course, but we're also like now really behind on elixir. So I think we get a bit lucky there at this point, because I'm just gonna go for a log now. No, I'm just gonna go for a tornado here. He should have just waited 1 more second. If he would have waited 1 more second, the tornado wouldn't have touched the wall breakers, or wouldn't have touched it enough to make sure that Nado log is gonna finish them off. If you would have waited 1 more second, because there's a timing where the Nado is gonna pull the wall breakers, but not really targeting too much, or like not really removing that much HP, that log won't finish off the wall break, and then just the wall breakers are connecting, and yeah, it's just like an absolutely crazy play. So really good wall breaker there. You still had to lock it, otherwise it would have been able to connect. And I think he's just gonna go now for bats, and just once again going in for a miner here. We're of course gonna go for the knight. Now we got the Evo Knight, but I'm always scared of the recruits, right? Who isn't? Right, recruits are just always so solid. So I'm just gonna chill here. I think I'm just gonna go now for my Magic Archer back. I'm just gonna let the Wall Breaker go, to be fair, because the Magic Archer is still doing a good job there. And this is now the next mistake. Like, I'm overcommitting. Why am I overcommitting so much? I was like, I thought here that's over, right? Because Magic Archer won't really do anything, because like the recruits are gonna charge soon and just finish it off. But it was like really bad, no, not really too bad spear goblins, to be fair. I thought like all three would have been dead, but no. We can just go now for Miner here, and he just goes in opposite lane once again. And now, yeah, I'm just gonna go for a Tornado here. The Tornado wasn't optimal, to be fair. But at least we get like 1-2 tower. So tower goes down to 1.4k. This is like a game where I'm feeling I'm not really playing too well. I'm way too much overcommitting, but I think right now he's also doing a mistake. He's just gonna go for Spear Golems, but Spear Golems alone, they aren't enough. So he's still forced to lock this, because otherwise he's taking some chip damage, and he's going for bad. So we're taking some chip damage and also baiting out some elixir. So I'm just gonna go for Spear Golems here, going for Evo Knight now. Now I'm feeling like in a good situation, because his Evo Knight, we have the Evo Knight on the map, and I'm just gonna go in here for my duel. And of course, always trying to go Magic Archer Tornado on something. So we're just gonna go in there for that Magic Archer, I think. Or do we go? No, we do go, not go Magic Archer yet, okay. But soon, of course, I need to, because I need to get back in this situation. But the great thing we're doing here, or like the good thing we're doing here, by the way, we just let the wall break connect, not forcing out a nado, because just one is gonna connect, is that we are always having a knight in hand against Miner. This is like really, really smart and really important. So I'm just gonna go in here for my log. I'm just gonna go for a really good tornado, getting a ton of chip damage out of the tower. Really good tornado, and also making sure to kill the recruit, which is the most important thing. So I think I'm just gonna go for my log there. Really good log. And now I think I'm trying really smart play, to be fair. I'm kind of thinking, or like trying to push the wall break a bit to the side, that it's kind of taking more time for them to connect, that just one connects, but both are still connecting, so it didn't really work out at all. So I'm just gonna go for my log here. I'm just gonna go for tornado here. Really smart tornado, really good tornado. I'm just gonna go for this. This is really annoying, and now I need to go defensive drill, right? Something you never want to do, but I had to. And I was also scared of like wall breakers connecting the tower, but they don't. I'm just gonna go in here for this. He's just gonna go for a bomb tower, which is okay, because he still needs to defend this one. So I'm just gonna go in for this here. He still needs to go log, but he still needs to play something. So he's gonna go for defensive miner, which of course is great for us. And I think right now I'm just gonna go set up a magic archer. I'm just gonna set up a knight. I'm also gonna go now for wall breaker there. He's just gonna go poison, really good poison spell. I'm just trying to get some chip damage. He's gonna go for this, but look at this, like this is so close now. I think I'm gonna go for a knight. This knight was horrible, but kind of at the same time predicting the spear gun, so it was a great knight. And now I'm just gonna go once again aggressive there. So we're doing some decent amount of work here. I'm just gonna go for another magic archer. I think this time I'm also gonna go for tornado, but tornado didn't do anything. And now I thought, okay, this is over, right? We cannot win this game anymore, especially because he can also go easily once again for another miner. He's also going for the miner here, but I'm just gonna go all in there. So he's just gonna go for this. I'm just gonna go for that. He doesn't have lock and cycle, so he needs to go wall breakers. He needs to get lock as soon as he can. Lock is coming down, but the goblins are connecting, and we are winning this one, and I still don't know how. So guys, now we're going into the final best of 3 against Ardentors. If you remember correctly, I lost against Ardentors on one of the monthly finals game, which gave him the golden ticket and a direct qualification to Helsinki. So I'm back. I'm motivated. It's once again do or die. And look at the matchup, guys. I can tell you guys, I was playing this matchup, and I didn't have too much fun. I didn't have too much fun because it was just like basically, I couldn't break through his defense. I couldn't break through his defense. I couldn't do anything. I just like lost basically. So I went like miner first play. You could think after seeing the knight, I was like, okay, might be the WMA deck, might be miner poison control. But it was actually golem pump. So I'm just actually trying to pressure him. But I cannot. This is so impossible, dude. Because like, I don't have a big spell. I don't have anything against Pump. I can't kill Skeletons. Arrow Zap isn't even killing Skeletons anymore. And it just feels over, guys. So he's just gonna go for a knight there because he can. I'm still forced to defend this. I need to go now for my Firecracker. And honestly, I feel like I don't really want to complain too much because matchups are type of like stuff, it's like part of the game, but it kind of also shows how bad Magnet is currently in competitive. You can really use it as a snipe deck as we used before. It worked out great there against minor poison decks, especially like the WMA deck. I think this is the best matchup we can face with this type of deck. So if you guys like hate WMA, the WMA deck, you're facing it a lot, or your friend is playing it and you want to just destroy your friend, you want to use this type of deck. But against everything else, against like Golem, it doesn't do too well. Against Lava, and it doesn't really do too well, and against Golem also. But like, you can win against a ton of cycle decks, I would say. Against cycle decks overall it's pretty solid. Against Hawkeye you can also win and so on, but just like Golem now. Let's take a look at this defense. So I didn't even know what to do. Also, I didn't even know what to do, so maybe I could have played it slightly better, I guess. But I'm also at the same time was like, bro, He even had Evo Knight and Cycle, right? And I knew that. So he even had Evo Knight in his defense. And when the opponent's gonna go for gold in the back, and also Evo Knight in the hand, you can't do anything. The only way winning this matchup possible, I feel like, is just like having a great start, taking or like getting a ton of damage at the right time. Maybe get a great prediction when he's like gonna pump, and you just like predict this pump and go all in. But overall, I would say there's nothing we can really do. So look at this push, right? I'm just gonna go like zap. I was here trying to finish it off to get a firecracker. So I need to go still defend this Evo Knight, and look at this. He's just going to continue spam. Just going to go for this on defense here. Look at this. He can just go for a Knight there, keep up the pressure. And he's just going to go for a Tornado here. And look at this. It's over, basically, guys. It's over. I'm going to get free crown, and this happens, right? So we still need to win 2 games now, but I still know I can do that. But of course, this game really hurts because it was just like decided by matchups. So guys, remember, if I lose this game, I'm out. So I was like spending like my all day, all night. I was like spending 6 hours on this tournament, beat really good players, lost of course some games. I think I was like 7-2. At this point, I need to get the 8-2. So we're just gonna go for the Skelly King here. And I kind of knew, okay, Tornado was out, Pump was out. So I'm just gonna go for my Scale Rings here. And he goes in Force Inferno Dragon High. Really smart Inferno Dragon Core. So the problem is kind of with this Inferno Dragon is, which was really smart, that I don't really have too much now to kind of support this. So look at this, guys. He's just going to go for a Zap, I think, now. Just going to go for the Zap. And look at this, right? So he's going to get a ton of damage, but I still know I can still come back this one. I can still come back this one because overall the matchup isn't really too bad. Yes, he got Arrow Zap, but Skating get so much well. He doesn't really have too much against Skelly King. But we can still win this one, even if it starts bad. Now he's just gonna let it go, I think, and goes then for Barbarians at the bridge. And I will just go in for my Skelly Dragons. I think now I'm just playing a really stupid Skelly King. I should have played it a bit better, like protected or something. But yeah, it wasn't really too good. But also his Miner was pretty bad, to be fair. Just like tanking for that didn't really work out. So right now, I'm thinking, okay, what am I supposed to do, right? His Barbarians out of cycle, his Minions out of cycle, his Zap is still not in cycle. So I'm just going to go aggressive Miner Gang, because I know if he goes in for his Zap, or for his arrows, it will finish off, but I can just go pressure with Spear Guns. So he did like the worst possible choice there, just going for this. And now also I can just go Spear Guns, because he doesn't have Zap, so he needs the arrows, which would be a positive elixir trade. And as you guys can see here, we're currently in a really good elixir position. So I'm just going to go for my Spear Guns here. And he still decides to go in for arrows, also pretty late. So now we're in a good spot, right? We're up like 3 or like 2.5 elixir, and now it's time for us to go in for the Royal Wickets in the back, and also making sure hopefully cycles soon to Evo recruits. So I'm just gonna go for the 2-4 split there to make sure that we're really relying on the right side. We want to pressure the right side. The left tower will be down anyway soon. So I think I'm just gonna go for a Skelly King, like middle high there. Using now my Skelly Dragons behind the Skelly King, I'm just spamming everything because I know his arrows are still not in cycle. So I'm just gonna go also for my arrows there. I mean for my ability there, because they want to force out the arrows. I think is he gonna even play it? No, he's not gonna play it, but still we're finishing off everything. And also look at the Skelly Dragons just getting so much better. I'm also gonna go now, I think, for a Miner there, just to make sure, okay, we're supporting the Skelly Dragons, so he's forced to play something he doesn't want, and he's gonna play Lava, which is great for us. Now I'm just gonna go for like this type of split, and also making sure to pressure, because he's forced to play Barbarians. He's gonna go Barbarians, he's also gonna need to go arrows, he's gonna go arrows. But look at this, right, this Lava, he still needs to play something, otherwise the recruits are connecting. So he's gonna go for Minions, and I think we're just gonna go in here for my Skelly King in the pocket. And I'm just gonna go also for the Skelly D's in the pocket. Now we're just gonna go use the ability here. I think I'm also gonna go for the Miner here. Maybe the Miner wasn't the smartest play on this type of spot, but I just wanna make sure to tank a bit more. Just like a tiny bit more for my Skelly Dragons, and it worked out. So we queued in the spot. We lost the game, I felt like, after 1 minute, but we are completely back. Because sometimes you get like an awkward start. Really good Miner Loom placement, by the way, at the start of him. But no, I mean, it's kind of over, right? I could just go for Skelly Dragons there. I don't really want to play over aggressive, but honestly, I could just go Skelly King in the pocket. I'm just doing it. I'm also going to go for the Fireball here. I'm also going to use the ability just to make sure he still needs to zap this. He's going to go for the zap. I can just go Miner there because he needs a good defensive Miner and catch it. Otherwise, it's over. And I can just cycle back to another Fireball, and the game is over. GG's. Now we're coming to the deciding game. All or nothing, Morten versus Ardentos for everything. So we are going here against Ardentos. We're playing a deck which I didn't play yet today. Really solid deck overall, Hog cycle, but with the Arch Queen. Let's talk about the Arch Queen a bit more. You don't really see her a lot. I think like just like Cooney in the meta. I pretty like the Arch Queen. I remember like when Arch Queen was so broken, she was like one of the most annoying cards. She was like, you remember the time when you were able to like get the ability twice? This was broken. This matchup is really, really good. You just need to be a bit careful to not get like overwhelmed at one point, or like just like completely spammed. But you guys will see like how we're dealing with this type of stuff. So I think I would go for a bomb tower, no, but I'm just gonna chill here. And now I'm just gonna go for my ice bird. And using my knight now. Perfect knight placing, making sure to kill the boss, but also going to the right side and making sure to kill the ghost now, hopefully. Perfect placement, perfect knight, let's go. Also, of course, the start wasn't really too great. Great magic archer play. This is kind of how he wants to get damage. Good thing for him is kind of we don't have Evo Cracker. Evo Cracker is doing like a really great job against. At least he got the barbs, he got some pressure against us. So honestly, I would say the matchup is for me, but he has, of course has some outplay potential there, especially if the heal split sometimes with like the double lane pressure of the queen can be annoying when I don't have my knight in cycle. But of course, goblins are doing a good job. So right now, just for me going in for an ice bird there, making sure, and I think I'm just gonna make sure to go now for my queen in the back. 3-card cycle, always great. I don't really want to go for Hog for no reason now, because I kind of know he has this boy. And I'm just gonna go in for my Evo Knight here, because Evo Knight will clean that up. And this is kind of what I want to see, right? I don't really want to use my bomb tower when he has like Evo Barbs in hand. So I think I'm just gonna go for the Hawk now, because I know he needs to go like Evo Barbs on the right, which means we're getting some damage on the left side, or at least forcing out some elixir, right? He's gonna go for his ghost, but look at this, right? His ghost is just immediately gonna die, and we got a really solid interaction, which is kind of annoying sometimes. Sometimes it's when the barbarian just goes on the tower for no reason, even playing a bomb tower and an ice bird. But it's okay. So I'm just gonna go for the Hawk here at the same time we play the band. It's not optimal, but when he doesn't have his barbarians in cycle, we always get 2 shots. And yeah, so when the opponent doesn't have barbarians or Evo Barbs in cycle, you always want to do that. So I'm just gonna go for my bomb tower here, I think. Now I'm just gonna go for my ice bird now, and really good ice bird, really good rate delay on the ice bird. He's just gonna go for this, and I think now I'm just gonna go defensive Hawk here, baiting out barbarians, which is completely fine now, because we can just go for the log if we want to, and then also go for ice bird and still have also my bomb tower ready. So I'm just gonna go for my bomb tower here high, making sure to defend both sides. Really good ice bird here. Bomb tower is doing a great job of targeting. And now I think I'm just gonna go for my goblins here. I'm gonna go aggressive with the Hawk, because his Evo Barbs aren't in hand. And look at the cycle, right? So he needs to go for queen, which means we're gonna get 2 Hawk shots once again. He's also gonna delay with a ghost, which means we get great knight value. So keeping track of the opponent's cycle and going Hawk at the right time is the key in this matchup. So now I'm just gonna go for my queen here high, making sure I'm getting a ton of value. I'm just gonna go ice bird here, using now my goblins. Also gonna go for a Loki, because I could expect him to go in for his how's it called, for his heal spirit. And now we're just gonna go also for left side ability, and kind of splitting up damage, which is normally not really we want to do with Hawk cycle, but it's completely fine there. Using my goblins there, using my Hawk now, and he's gonna go for a great, for smart, for not a smart, interesting magic archer. So we're gonna take the EQ there and also log soon. I think I'm just gonna go for a bomb here. I'm just gonna go log now. And the ice birds this game, they were all on point, dude. Like really good ice birds placement here again. So I think right now I'm just gonna go for another Hawk. Every time you're the barbs out of sight, you can confidently going for a Hawk. This is what I want to say. Slow modern. So going for goblins again, going in for queen again, and I think now we're just gonna go in for my ice bird. Great ice bird. Using now my knight here to make sure to redirect that. Kind of scared for 1 second, but it's overall okay. Using my goblins here, and now I think I'm just gonna go for Hawk there, and also gonna go just log EQ there, because I can. And the Hawk doesn't get a shot, but look at the look at the Evo Knight, it's just so busted. Just gonna go for another Hawk there, because we can. We're just gonna also go for the lock here. I think the Hawk gets almost a shot, but like he had to overcommit, right? And from that point on, it's just over. I'm just gonna play one more game, once again, like a really cool, slow defense and great defense. Just gonna go once again, perfect ice bird there, using my archer queen, because I expect him to go arrows there. Great knight building, we're winning this one. At the end, we qualified for the top 16 stage of this type of tournament. I'm really proud of myself. I beat like a Sandbox, I beat Ardentors, I beat Petro, few of the best players in the entire world. And I would say thank you so much for the support. See you guys tomorrow, and goodbye.